Welcome back, Todd Hammer fans. We have returned from the dead, and we're bringing you a game of Age of Sigmar this evening. Really excited about it. I'm going to be commanding my Vermintide against, well, a mysterious opponent that'll be revealed momentarily. But here they are, the Skaven in all their mighty glory. Yes, here we go. So we're going to be led by my general, which is a Claw Lord, a Grey Seer on a Screaming Bell. With, here's the Rat Ogre doing most of the work. We know the Grey Seer is going to take all the credit, but hey, doing an important job. A Warlock Engineer with a rocket. Sure, he won't hurt himself or anyone else with that. I've got ourselves some Clan Rats with Rusty Spears. Storm Vermin with Rusty Halberds. Clan Rats with Rusty Spears. Warplock Giselles. We've got 6 total rats there. I would call it a 6-rat team, but I don't know what it's actually called. Then we've got a Warp Lightning Cannon. And yeah, we'll see how this goes. Going to knock the rust off to go with my rust theme, but we'll see. This is the army intro for the Skaven. Here comes the opposition.
So, who are these Skaven getting to battle in this long-awaited Age of Sigmar showdown? Well, here's a clue. I don't have clues, I'll just do facts. We got some Gloomspite Gitz, but really it's just the Squigalanche. So we'll start off with the General, the Loon Boss on the Mangler Squigs, where everybody is fleeing the destruction. And then we'll just go to a unit of the Mangler Squigs. Again, stay away, you will die. Or if they die, you'll die too. And then we'll get into a unit of Squig Hoppers with the Squig Hopper boss here in front with his horny hat going on. We got all sorts of mangledness, I don't know. But then we get into 2 units of Squig Herds with 2 Squig Herders to guide them in the general direction before they get eaten by their own kind. Here's the second unit. Then we get into an actual Squig boss who cannot control anything, but he's a boss. And then we'll end it with our Loon Boss on a giant cave squig to round out this Squigalanche. Getting ready for battle. Welcome back, Todd Hammer fans.
Here comes a deployment overview. The Skaven and the Squigalanche have taken the field. So here's an overview of the Skaven lines. We're just going with a pretty traditional draw a line down the middle of the map. Don't be too close to each other. Meet in the parking lot style battle. You, me, parking lot. And this is how we're lining up. Squigalanche looking squiggy, toothy, and bouncy. The Skaven looking really brave, you know? That's what we're known for. So here we go. Gonna roll off for the whole turn thing and figure it out again. Round 1 coming up. Hurry Scurry, Skaven turn 1 has completed. A lot of rust to knock off. Man, it's been a long time since we played, but it does feel so good. Went through a pretty uneventful hero phase, did some hero actions. Nothing too exciting. Hey, we really like the number 13 as Skaven, so didn't have a lot to do really spell-wise either. Couldn't reach out and touch anybody. Our Warp Lightning Cannons are really only super duper effective within a couple feet. But we did cast a Mystic Shield on some Storm Vermin because they have armor, but they need it. Did a heroic action on this fella. But just kind of stood firm, pivoted a little bit because it looks good to close a gap. And I've got a feeling we're going to meet our bouncy boingy friends here very shortly. Anytime you have D6 plus a number movement and then some other abilities, because there's a moon being grumpy and helping everybody out, I think we're going to get real gnarly real fast in some combat. But The only thing that really happened after a bunch of measuring and not being able to hit anything was these Warplock Giselles shot at a Loon Boss on the Mangler Squigs. Over there, actually hit 3 times, really close to doing some mortal wounds. Wounded twice, but he saved one of them, got 2 through. So that was the action, took a shot. But we're coming back here with the second half of turn 1. Squigalanch inbound.
End of round 1. No surprises whatsoever. The Squigalanch was under the light of the bad moon. So they had the ability to run and still be able to charge. However, before that happened in the hero phase, this Squig herder, once per battle, right here, Squig boss, not Squig herder, I apologize. He was able to release the Squigs. And so every Skig unit within 12 inches of him was able to make a normal move in the hero phase. They all moved to the edge of the first quadrant where they were conveniently all deployed. They all got up the field and then did a run move, which allowed them to get into a charge move. And the first group to charge was the Loon Boss on the Mangler Squigs and the Mangler Squigs. They got in over here, and there was a unit of these 20 models right here. I forget what they are, but they're a bunch of Skaven. They kersplatted them, and 11 models, just limbs and heads and legs and teeth all splattered into the air. So they were down to 9 models before any fighting ever happened. Then we did some meleeing in here. General got him down to a good maybe 5 wounds from 15 with just all of the Mangfilled Squigs, something. A lot of attacks, a lot of stuff, a lot of balls and chains and dwarf statue heads on chains. Just whacked it to death. That was fun stuff. They finished off, this Mangler Squig finished off this group that got kersplatted. Then we had some good battling over here. And this guy right here, the Claw something or another, Skaven, he finished off the Loon Boss on the giant Cave Squig, so lost a unit, he's gone. Then we had this unit of Squig Herd, did some good damage over here to this Gun of Death and Warp Fire Flame. But when it came to testing their bravery, 7 models decided they were like, I'm out this bitch. And they ran away. So I got one Squig Herder left, hoping he can bring a model or 2 or 3 back at the next hero phase. We'll see what happens there. And these Squig Hoppers did some serious damage. There was a unit in that big gap there. Yeah, they're now over there because the 3 or 4 models that were actually left after all the damage, yeah, they decided to peace out as well. So that was good stuff. And then this Squig Herd, they took out one of these, like, I'm gonna shoot you from across the room with my rock that I'm throwing with a nice shield for steady laser blast. But one of those models also decided, like, this battle, yeah, it's not for me, I'm out. So overall, I'm surprised there's this many models still left on the battlefield with all the fighting that happened, but I guess we'll figure out what happens in round 2 and if the light of the bad moon moves to the center of the field and really just happens all over again. There's not a whole lot of movement that needs to be done, let's be honest. They're all ready to, like, swing some sticks and balls and chains and stabbas and, like, long rusty spears and all of the things. Squigalanch. End of the top of round 2. Since this is our second game, we did some rules clarification. Unit coherency was not maintained with the Squig Hoppers at during their charge round of number 1 because 1 inch, 2 models, blah, 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 blah. So as a penalty, I did take a model off the board, and then they did nothing this round. So, sorry guys, you were wrong. We just nullified you for this round. Fair, not fair, it's worked out for what it was. Also, when this unit of squig herd was right here, we did have 7 cave squigs run, 7 models run for their battle shock test. 6 of those were cave squigs. When they run from battle, there's this weird thing about Squigs Gone Wild, where you roll a die for each model that flees, and on a 2+, it's a mortal wound to a unit within 9 inches. So I had 6 cave squigs out of the 7 that fleed. They did 6 mortal wounds to this unit right here. So we addressed that. Those 6 died. Appreciate Michael for being a good sport and letting us do all the rules that we're supposed to do. Then we actually got into all the movement, blah, 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 blah. The La General, Loon Boss on the Mangler Squigs, finished off For Whom the Bell Tolls. Took care of those last 3 to 5 wounds, don't remember. But then he took 6 wounds from Mr. Claw Guy with that rusty blade in his hand. He just, that's nasty. Then Mangler Squig did some more damage to this unit with their rusty spears. Took 6 of them off, and then a couple more got killed by the 2 models that were left when 1 came back, because that's what the squig herders do. Lost a model there, then a couple fled, all that stuff rats do when you turn the lights on. And then this squig herd over here did some business to these guys with these long distance, take some wounds out of nowhere off of people. They finished the business there, and look, I maintain unit coherency this time. See, within 1 inch of 2 different models. Good job learning and doing it the right way. But this is where we stand after 1.5 rounds. Squigalanche.
Bottom of turn 2. Got a Warp Lightning Cannon here, which is the MVP. Took some shots at the Loon Boss on Mangler Squig. Did a lot of damage, knocked that thing out. It died and got real grumpy. Don't remember the fun words Chris used to describe the death, but took a couple wounds off my Claw Leader, who is the co-MVP for the Skavens, which then attacked this here, I don't know, it's Mangler Squigs, which is crazy. Everybody charged, obviously. We want to get in on that sweet action and run away from all of these fang-filled gobs. There's so many teeth, so much bouncing, so many teeth, so much anger. So we all attack this thing. The Mangler Squigs almost forgot the core tenet of Hodgehammer being overkill is underrated, and killed the Claw Lord with exactly 3 wounds. Almost needed to call on the Bashin' Sticks, which Bashin' bounced right off these mighty clan rats. So, yeah, not a lot going on there, but we're going to go into turn 3, roll for priority, and see what we've got going on. The Skaven have themselves a barely functioning Warp Lightning Cannon, a Warlock Bombardier, 4 clan rats. The Squigalanche has itself a Mangler Squigs, and then a bunch of other squigs. So here we go, priority roll coming up. Top of turn 3, Skaven double turn, and the crowd goes wild. Yeah. All right, so here we go. The main event is this Warlock Bombardier. Did some Warp Lightning. That was cool. I did magic good, which was awesome. A big deal for me. And then we did a Doom Rocket. More Doom Rocket, please. Who doesn't want some more Doom Rocket? Took some wounds off this Mangler Squig, and then, hey, Warp Lightning Cannon MVP. We've been doing a consistent 5 damage. We did 4 this time. Kind of underwhelming, you know, gonna bench it probably. It's only 4 mortal wounds this time, so get out of here with that nonsense. And then, hey, the real MVP's not on the field anymore. It's these 4 clan rats. Took 1 damage, which, took it down to 1, which, fun fact, Mangler Squigs get way more dangerous when they are hurt. So immediately just absolutely overkill is underrated. Smoked the clan rats. And here's where we stand. Mangler Squig locked in combat with this Warlock Bombardier, a nearly dead Warp Lightning Cannon, and then this Nightmare is still there. So I'm guessing this is going to wrap up really soon, but hey, bottom of turn 3 coming up soon.
End of the Squig Lanch. Turn 3. A lot of hope and desire and everything was squashed by the dice. The moon moved at the start of round 3, so everybody was able to run and charge. And I missed the Squig Hoppers being able to boing 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 over the warp cannon here by 1 digit on the die. I needed a 4 for the d6, got a 3, so came up an inch short, so they had to settle for the charge. And after all the battling and gnawing of fang-filled gobs, just did 1 damage there. The Squig Boss and the Squig Herd all made it in to attack the Warlock Bombardier, but the Squig Boss was quickly eradicated from the field by this Warp Lightning Cannon. Just gone away. Squig Herd got in there, but then the Mangler Squigs killed the Warlock Bombardier 37 different times with 1 attack because it still only has a wound left, so it's very dangerous. So this is where we stand. These 3 units, 1 wound, a whole bunch of models, against 2 wounds on this Warp Cannon, which is very dangerous unless it's surrounded by enemies, and that's where we are. So let's head to round 4, see who gets to go first. It's not going to last much longer. Even though we said 1 round, we're going into 4. Squiggalaunch.
So, top of turn 4. We're done there. Skaven won the priority. Great for Skaven. It was just the Warp Lightning Cannon, which is right here now. And, did some shooting. And, it's a bit of bad luck. We had 5 wounds, 5 wounds, 4 wounds. It was about time we rolled a 1 and had to accidentally do our best. And, we did real bad. It was not good, but it wasn't you, it was me, Warp Lightning Cannon. You're still the MVP in my heart, but it's fine. And then, hey, we were really banking on our secret weapon, the rusty knives and teeth. And it didn't hurt anybody. But it did hurt all the squigs. So, it died catastrophically. Shocked this got to turn 4. I think it's because we talked about it and the universe said, you can stand down with your bullshit. So, had some great rolls for me, had some bad rolls for me, had some good rolls for Chris, had some bad rolls for Chris. So, ups and downs, but overall, great return to the game. It's been way too long, but it felt good. I think we knocked the rust off. I think we might have another battle. There's a whole lot going on here, but I feel pretty safe in declaring in this victory condition less game, other than you, me, parking lot, whoever stands at the end of it wins, that the Squigglinch won. So, I know wah is a whole thing for greenskins, but I don't know what the squigs say, but they win. So we're going to declare this one for the Squigglinch.
It's like chomp, chomp, chomp or something.
Boing, boing, boing.